Everyday English.
Welcome, my friends. Today's video is about a very important topic, social media addiction. In this video, we will talk about the science behind social media addiction, how social media is destroying your life, time, energy, and mental health, why this happens, the reasons behind this addiction, and most importantly, the solutions to escape this addiction and take control of your life. So if you want to improve your English and improve your life, stay with me till the end. On this channel, you don't just learn English. My purpose is to make you the best version of yourself. Every day, we bring amazing knowledge, real-life lessons, and powerful information to help you grow. So, subscribe now and see the changes in your life. Picture this. Sarah's alarm goes off at 7 a.m. Before her eyes are fully open, her hand instinctively reaches for her phone. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, 2 hours vanish in what feels like minutes. She's late for work, again. Sound familiar? This isn't just Sarah's story. It's the reality for billions of people worldwide. Here's a shocking truth. The average person spends over 6 hours each day staring at their phone. That's 2,190 hours per year, equivalent to 91 full days of your life spent scrolling through endless feeds. Think about that. In just 1 year, you're giving away 3 months of your life to social media. But it's not your fault. These platforms are specifically designed to keep you hooked, tapping into the same brain chemistry that makes gambling and sugar addiction so powerful. They're stealing your time, your focus, and possibly even your happiness without you realizing it. In the next 40 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why you can't stop scrolling, what it's doing to your brain, and most importantly, how to break free from this digital prison. You'll learn the exact strategies that helped thousands of people reclaim their time, boost their productivity, and find real happiness beyond the screen. Stay until the end, because I'll share a simple technique that can help you cut your social media usage in half within just 7 days. This isn't about completely eliminating social media from your life. It's about putting you back in control. Are you ready to take back your life from the scroll? Let's dive into some mind-blowing statistics that reveal just how deep our social media addiction runs. The average person touches their phone an astounding 2,617 times per day. That's not a typo. Over 2,000 times every single day. Just take a moment to let that sink in. Looking at screen time across the globe, the numbers are equally alarming. Americans spend an average of 7 hours and 4 minutes on their phones daily, with social media accounting for nearly half of that time. The Philippines tops the global charts at 10 hours and 56 minutes per day, while Japan, despite being a tech-heavy society, manages to keep it at 4 hours and 25 minutes. But here's where it gets really concerning. 79% of smartphone users check their phones within 15 minutes of waking up. We're literally choosing social media over breakfast, exercise, or quality time with our families. The average user will spend nearly 6 years of their life on social media. That's longer than most people spend eating throughout their entire lifetime. When it comes to productivity, the cost is staggering. Every time you check your phone, it takes an average of 23 minutes to fully regain focus on your previous task. With the typical person checking their phone 96 times per day, we're losing hours of productive time to these micro distractions. the mental health impact is equally devastating. Studies show that people who spend more than 2 hours per day on social media are twice as likely to experience anxiety and depression. Young adults who use social media for more than 3 hours daily have a 60% higher risk of developing mental health issues compared to occasional users. Research from Harvard University revealed that sharing information about ourselves on social media activates the same part of the brain that lights up when taking an addictive substance. Every like, comment, and share literally gives us a hit of dopamine, making it incredibly difficult to stop scrolling. The financial impact is shocking, too. Lost productivity due to social media distraction costs the global economy an estimated $1.3 trillion annually. That's equivalent to the GDP of a medium-sized country, lost to endless scrolling and digital distraction. Have you ever wondered why you can't stop scrolling through your social media feed, even when you know you should be doing something else? The answer lies in the fascinating way these platforms hijack your brain's reward system, creating a cycle of addiction that rivals some of the most powerful substances known to humanity. Let me break down exactly what happens in your brain when you use social media. Every time you get a like, comment, or notification, your brain releases a burst of dopamine, the same feel-good chemical that's released when you eat your favorite food or receive a warm hug. But here's the crucial difference. Social media provides these dopamine hits at random intervals, creating what scientists call a variable reward schedule. This unpredictable reward system is exactly the same mechanism that makes gambling so addictive. You never know when you'll get your next like or when that perfect post will go viral. This uncertainty keeps you coming back for more, constantly checking your phone, hoping for that next hit of dopamine. Dr. Anna Lemke, chief of Stanford's Addiction Medicine Clinic, explains that social media platforms are actually designed to be addictive. They're engineered to trigger the same neural pathways as drugs like cocaine and heroin. The constant stream of dopamine eventually desensitizes your brain's reward system, meaning you need more and more social media interaction to feel the same level of pleasure. What makes social media particularly dangerous is its accessibility. Unlike other addictive substances, it's always there, just a tap away. Studies have shown that the average person unlocks their phone 110 times per day, and each time there's a potential for falling into the social media trap. The infinite scroll feature, implemented by most social media platforms, exploits a psychological principle known as variable reinforcement. Just like a slot machine, you never know when the next rewarding post will appear, so you keep scrolling. This feature alone has been proven to increase user engagement by up to 50%. Brain imaging studies have revealed that heavy social media users show similar patterns of neural activity to individuals addicted to substances. The same areas of the brain light up, the same craving mechanisms are activated, and the same withdrawal symptoms occur when access is restricted. Perhaps most alarming is how social media addiction affects our ability to focus. Every notification triggers a stress response in our bodies, releasing cortisol and putting us in a state of heightened alertness. Over time, this creates a pattern where our brains become wired to expect constant stimulation, making it increasingly difficult to concentrate on tasks that require deep focus. The good news is that understanding these mechanisms is the first step toward breaking free from social media's addictive grip. Just as our brains can be rewired to crave social media, they can also be rewired to find pleasure and satisfaction in more meaningful activities and real-world connections. Let's dive into the dark side of social media addiction and its devastating effects on our lives. The impact goes far deeper than most people realize, affecting everything from our mental well-being to our closest relationships. The toll on mental health is particularly severe. Research shows that people who spend more than 2 hours daily on social media are twice as likely to experience anxiety and depression. Every scroll, every comparison, every moment spent looking at carefully curated highlights of others' lives chips away at our self-esteem and emotional stability. Take Tom Holland, for example. The Spider-Man star recently announced his departure from social media, describing it as overwhelming and detrimental to his mental health. He's not alone. Selena Gomez, despite being one of the most followed people on Instagram, regularly takes extended breaks from social media to protect her mental well-being. The impact on our relationships is equally concerning. Studies reveal that 65% of people communicate more with their friends through social media than in person. Parents are spending an average of 9 hours per day on screens, yet only 90 minutes of quality time with their children. Couples at restaurants sit in silence, both lost in their phones, while precious moments of connection slip away. Productivity takes a massive hit, too. Every time we check our phones, it takes an average of 23 minutes to fully regain focus on our original task. With the average person checking their phone 110 times per day, we're losing hours of productive time to these constant interruptions. Consider the story of Sarah, a college student who found herself unable to read a book for more than 5 minutes without reaching for her phone. Her grades started slipping, her anxiety increased, and her once vibrant social life became limited to online interactions. This is not an isolated case. It's becoming increasingly common among young people. The physical effects are equally troubling. The constant head-down posture while scrolling leads to text neck, causing chronic pain and potential spinal issues. The blue light from our screens disrupts our sleep patterns, leading to insomnia and fatigue. Many people report experiencing phantom vibrations, thinking their phone is buzzing even when it isn't, a clear sign of addiction. Social media addiction also fuels a concerning rise in FOMO, fear of missing out. This constant anxiety about potentially missing something important drives people to check their feeds compulsively, creating a vicious cycle of anxiety and addiction. Young people are particularly vulnerable, with 72% reporting feeling that they're not experiencing life fully if they're not sharing it on social media. The financial impact shouldn't be overlooked either. Countless hours spent scrolling translate to lost productivity at work, missed opportunities for skill development, and increasing impulse purchases driven by targeted ads and influencer marketing. Some people spend thousands of dollars trying to recreate the perfectly curated lives they see on their feeds. But perhaps the most devastating effect is how social media addiction robs us of our ability to be present in our own lives. We're so busy documenting and sharing our experiences that we forget to actually live them. We're trading real, meaningful connections for shallow digital ones and authentic experiences for carefully filtered versions of reality. Let's talk about the hidden truth behind those perfect social media feeds that make you feel like you're not measuring up. Every day, millions of people scroll through endless highlights of other people's lives, comparing their behind-the-scenes reality to everyone else's carefully directed movie. Think about it. That fitness influencer's morning routine video? It probably took them 3 hours to film, with multiple takes, perfect lighting, and careful editing. That candid breakfast photo? The food likely went cold while they captured the perfect angle. That natural selfie? It might have taken 50 attempts and several filtering apps to achieve. What you don't see are the ordinary moments, the struggles, the failures. You don't see the influencers' bad hair days, their relationship problems, or their financial struggles. You don't see the hundreds of photos they rejected before posting that one perfect shot. You don't see the real estate agents' failed deals, only their champagne celebrations for successful ones. Take those vacation photos that make you feel like everyone's living their best life, except you. What you're not shown is the credit card debt, the staged photos, or the arguments that happened 5 minutes after the picture was taken. That couple posting their perfect relationship. They might be fighting the moment they put their phones down. The fashion and beauty industry on social media is particularly deceptive. Those before and after transformations often involve different lighting, angles, and poses, all designed to make you believe you need their products to look good. Celebrity photos are extensively retouched, yet we compare our unfiltered selves to these digitally enhanced images. This constant exposure to perfection is changing how we view ourselves. Studies show that 90% of young women admit to using filters or editing their photos before posting. We're no longer comparing ourselves to airbrushed magazine models. We're comparing ourselves to algorithmically enhanced versions of people we know. The Instagram versus reality trend barely scratches the surface of this deception. Behind every perfect morning routine video is someone who probably hit snooze 10 times. Behind every spontaneous friend group photo is 30 minutes of orchestration. Behind every effortless success story are years of unseen struggles and failures. Even the numbers we see are often fake. Followers can be bought, engagement can be manipulated, and success can be manufactured. That account with 100,000 followers might have bought half of them. That viral post might have been boosted by paid promotion. That exclusive product might be drop-shipped from a wholesale website. This carefully curated unreality is designed to keep you scrolling, comparing, and feeling inadequate. It's a perfectly engineered system that profits from your insecurities and desire to measure up to impossible standards. But remember, you're comparing your raw footage to everyone else's highlight reel. Now that you understand how social media manipulates you, let's dive into the first 3 practical steps you can take today to break free from its grip. These aren't just theoretical solutions, they're battle-tested strategies that have helped thousands reclaim their time and mental peace. Step 1 is all about becoming aware of your patterns. Right now, pull out your phone and check your screen time. Be honest with yourself. How many hours did you spend scrolling yesterday? How many times did you pick up your phone? This isn't about judgment, it's about awareness. Most people are shocked to discover they spend over 4 hours daily on social media. That's 60 full days per year spent scrolling through other people's lives. You need to understand that every time you mindlessly open Instagram or TikTok, you're playing right into the hands of sophisticated algorithms designed by some of the world's brightest minds. These apps aren't free. You're paying with your attention, your time, and ultimately, your life. Let's move to step 2, taking control of your notifications. Right now, pause this video and go to your phone settings. Turn off all social media notifications. Yes, all of them. No more little red dots, no more banners, no more badges. Think about it. Do you really need to know instantly when someone likes your photo? Does that random comment need your immediate attention? When you turn off notifications, you're sending a powerful message to your brain. I decide when to check social media, not the other way around. You'll be amazed at how this simple change reduces your anxiety and helps you focus better on important tasks. Within just 3 days, you'll notice a significant difference in your productivity and mental clarity. The third step is implementing the 5-second rule. And it's exactly what it sounds like. Every time you feel the urge to check social media, pause for 5 seconds. During these 5 seconds, ask yourself, why am I reaching for my phone right now? Am I bored, anxious, procrastinating? This tiny pause creates a moment of awareness that can break the automatic habit of reaching for your phone. Try this exercise. Next time you're working or studying and feel the urge to check social media, set a timer for 25 minutes instead. Tell yourself you can check your phone after those 25 minutes. You'll be surprised how often the urge passes, and you'll find yourself naturally focusing on what really matters. Remember, these steps might feel uncomfortable at first. You might experience FOMO or anxiety. That's normal. It's your brain adjusting to less dopamine. But stick with it. Every time you resist the urge to check social media, you're literally rewiring your brain, building stronger neural pathways that support focus and self-control. What makes these first 3 steps so powerful is that they address the root cause of social media addiction, unconscious habits. By becoming aware of your patterns, eliminating triggers, and creating moments of conscious choice, you're taking back control of your attention. You're moving from being a passive consumer to an active chooser of how you spend your time. Now, let's dive into the remaining 4 steps that will completely transform your relationship with social media. Step 4 is about setting and enforcing strict screen time limits. Think of your attention like a bank account. Every minute you spend on social media is a withdrawal from your daily focus budget. Use your phone's built-in screen time limits or download apps like Freedom or Forest to set hard boundaries. Start with a realistic daily limit. Maybe it's 2 hours. Each week, reduce it by 15 minutes. The key is to make this change gradual but consistent. When you reach your limit, your apps will lock automatically. No negotiations, no exceptions. You'll be amazed at how much extra time you suddenly have in your day. Step 5 is about replacing mindless scrolling with meaningful activities. Write down a list of things you've always wanted to do but never had time for. Reading that book, gathering dust on your shelf, learning a new language, starting a workout routine. Every time you feel the urge to scroll, choose one activity from your list instead. The most powerful part of this step is creating what I call friction-free environments for these new activities. Keep a book by your bed instead of your phone. Put your running shoes where you can see them. Make it easier to do what's good for you than what's harmful. Step 6 focuses on making your phone less appealing through strategic modifications. Start by turning on grayscale mode. This simple change makes your phone screen significantly less attractive to your brain. Move all social media apps off your home screen and into a folder on the last page. Log out of every app after each use. The extra steps required to log back in create valuable moments of pause and reflection. Change your lock screen to display a meaningful question like, "Is this the best use of your time right now?" Every time you reach for your phone, this reminder will help you make a more conscious choice. Step 7 is the ultimate challenge, the 7-day social media detox. I know what you're thinking. 7 days sounds impossible, but this is where real transformation happens. Delete, don't just hide, all social media apps from your phone for 1 week. The first 2 days will be uncomfortable. You'll feel anxious, disconnected, maybe even a bit lost. But by day 3, something magical happens. You'll start noticing things you haven't seen in years. The taste of your coffee becomes more vivid. Conversations become more engaging. Your mind becomes clearer, sharper, more focused. You'll rediscover what it feels like to be truly present in your own life. During your detox week, keep a simple journal. Write down how you feel each day, what you notice, what you accomplish with your extra time. This isn't just about avoiding social media. It's about rediscovering who you are without it. Here's what makes this 7-step system different from other approaches. It's not about demonizing technology or permanently disconnecting. It's about creating a healthy, intentional relationship with these tools. After completing all 7 steps, you can choose to reintroduce social media on your terms, using it purposefully rather than compulsively. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Each step builds on the previous one, creating lasting change through small, consistent actions. Remember, every time you choose presence over distraction, every time you pick up a book instead of your phone, you're voting for the kind of person you want to become. Let me share with you 2 stories that perfectly illustrate the impact of our social media choices. Meet Alex and Ryan, 2 college graduates who started their journeys at exactly the same point 5 years ago. Alex, like many of us, fell into the social media trap. Every morning began with an hour of scrolling through Instagram, checking Facebook notifications, and watching TikTok videos. During work, his phone buzzed constantly with notifications, breaking his concentration every few minutes. Lunch breaks weren't really breaks. They were just more scrolling time. In the evenings, Alex would lie in bed, telling himself, just 5 more minutes, until midnight turned into 2 a.m. As months passed, Alex's work performance suffered. He missed deadlines, made careless mistakes, and struggled to focus on complex tasks. His relationships became increasingly superficial. He knew everything about his friends' social media lives, but barely had real conversations anymore. Despite having a decent job, he felt stuck, constantly comparing himself to peers who seemed to be living more exciting lives. Ryan's story took a different turn. After noticing how much time he was wasting on social media, he made a bold decision. He didn't quit completely, but he set strict boundaries. He removed social media apps from his phone, allowing himself to check them only from his computer for 30 minutes each evening. Instead of reaching for his phone first thing in the morning, he started reading for 30 minutes. The changes in Ryan's life were dramatic but gradual. In the first month, he felt anxious and disconnected, but then something shifted. His mind became clearer. He started arriving at work energized instead of drained. Without constant interruptions, he could focus deeply on tasks, leading to 2 promotions in 3 years. But the real transformation wasn't just professional. Ryan rediscovered old hobbies and found new ones. He joined a local hiking group, started learning Spanish, and even launched a small side business. His conversations became deeper, more meaningful. Instead of scrolling through carefully curated highlights of others' lives, he was busy creating his own memorable moments. The turning point for Ryan came when he realized something profound. He wasn't just gaining time, he was gaining his life back. While Alex continued to experience anxiety, FOMO, and a nagging sense of waste, Ryan found himself becoming the person he always wanted to be. Today, 5 years later, the contrast is stark. Alex still struggles with social media addiction, feeling like he's watching his life pass by through a screen. Ryan, meanwhile, uses social media intentionally as a tool rather than a crutch. He's built a fulfilling career, maintains genuine relationships, and most importantly, feels in control of his attention and time. These aren't just stories, they're reflections of choices we all face every day. Every time we reach for our phones, we're choosing which path we want to follow. Will you be an Alex, letting life slip away one scroll at a time? Or will you be a Ryan, taking control and building the life you actually want to live? Look around you right now. Put your phone down for a moment if you're holding it. Take a deep breath. Now ask yourself, is this how I want to spend the precious minutes of my life? Think about this. The average person will spend nearly 7 years of their life on social media. 7 years. That's longer than most people spend in high school. Imagine what you could achieve with those 7 years. You might be thinking, I'll start tomorrow. But tomorrow becomes next week, next month, next year. And before you know it, you're looking back wondering where all that time went. The time you could have spent learning a new language, starting a business, or building meaningful relationships. The good news? You can change your story starting right now. Not tomorrow, not next week. Right now. Every time you resist the urge to scroll mindlessly, you're rewiring your brain. Every notification you turn off is a step toward freedom. Every moment you choose real life over virtual life is an investment in your future. Remember Ryan's story? He isn't special or gifted with superhuman willpower. He simply made a decision and stuck to it. You can do the same. In fact, you can start even smaller. Choose one thing from this video, just one, and commit to it today. Maybe it's turning off notifications. Maybe it's setting a 30-minute daily limit. Maybe it's deleting just one social media app. Whatever you choose, make that commitment to yourself right now. Here's what I want you to do after this video ends. Leave a comment below with your first step. The one change you're going to make today. Not tomorrow, today. By commenting, you're making a public commitment, and that accountability can be powerful. If you found value in this video, don't forget to subscribe for more content that will help you take control of your life and maximize your potential. Hit that notification bell. Yes, the irony isn't lost on me. To get updates on future videos about personal growth and productivity. Remember, Every great journey begins with a single step. Your journey to a more focused, fulfilled, and present life starts now. The choice is yours. Will you keep scrolling, or will you start living? Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to LK English for more awesome content, and share this video with your friends so they can learn too. See you in the next lesson. Keep improving your English and have a great day.